In the heart of Vatican City, a centuries-old tradition unfolds behind closed doors, a papal conclave, the sacred process of electing a new pope. Steeped in ritual and secrecy, this historic event relies not only on the cardinals who cast their votes, but also on a carefully selected group of individuals who ensure its smooth operation. Join us as we step inside the Sistine Chapel and explore the unsung heroes who uphold one of the Catholic Church's most solemn duties. Number 1. The Camerlengo. This role exists to administer the Vatican's property and revenues within the period after a pope's death until a new pope is elected. He verifies the pope's death, seals the papal apartments, organizes the funeral, and oversees conclave preparations, managing temporal affairs under the College of Cardinals. The current Camerlengo is Kevin Farrell, an Irish-American cardinal. He currently serves as the prefect of the Dicastery for Laity, Family, and Life. Before his Vatican roles, Farrell was the Bishop of Dallas from 2007 to 2016 and held various positions within the Legionaries of Christ and the Archdiocese of Washington. Number 2. The Dean of the College of Cardinals. The Dean presides over the cardinals as first among equals, managing the election of a new pope during a conclave if under 80, summoning cardinals and leading pre-conclave meetings. Elected by cardinal bishops and approved by the pope, the role, since 2019, has a 5-year renewable term. The dean has no governing power over other cardinals, but coordinates their work and advises the pope. The current dean is Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, the former prefect of the Congregation for Bishops. He chaired the March 2013 papal conclave to elect Pope Francis. At 91 years old, he'll be able to preside over the initial proceedings, but a younger cardinal would need to take over once voting begins. Number 3. The Master of Papal Liturgical Celebrations. This role exists to organize the Pope's liturgical events, like masses and conclave rites, ensuring tradition and order. Appointed by the Pope, this expert oversees the liturgical calendar and directs assisting masters of ceremonies. Evolving from older roles, it's a key Vatican office since 1988. After the death of a pope, the master prepares conclave ceremonies, maintaining solemnity. Archbishop Diego Ravelli, born in 1965 in Italy, is the master of pontifical liturgical celebrations and head of the Sistine Chapel Choir since 2021. Ordained a priest in 1991, he became a titular archbishop in 2023, serving the papal household since 1998. Number 4. The Secretary of the College of Cardinals. The general purpose of this position is to assist the dean in administrative tasks. He supports conclave logistics, like documentation and communication, but has no vote and exits during balloting. Appointed by the Pope, he ensures smooth operation of the college's activities, focusing on coordination rather than authority over cardinals. Archbishop Ilson de Jesus Montanari, born in 1959 in Brazil, is currently the Secretary of the College of Cardinals. He's also the Secretary of the Dicastery for Bishops and serves as the Vice Camerlengo. Number 5. The Preacher of the Papal Household. This individual is tasked with providing spiritual meditations and sermons to the Pope, as well as to senior officials of the Church, including cardinals, bishops, and members of the Roman Curia. The preacher to the papal household, when tasked with a pre-conclave exhortation, delivers a spiritual reflection to the cardinals during general congregations. He must inspire discernment, focus on the Church's mission, and urge unity and fidelity to God's will for electing a pope. For example, in 2013, Raniero Cantalamessa emphasized evangelization and renewal, drawing from scripture and theology, without influencing the vote directly, preparing the cardinals spiritually before the conclave. Number 6. Priests as confessors. A small number of non-electors, including priests, are allowed inside the conclave to assist with specific functions. Among these are confessors, who hear confessions and provide absolution. This ensures the cardinals can maintain their spiritual clarity and integrity during the voting process. Given the gravity of choosing the leader of the Catholic Church, the availability of confession aligns with the Church's emphasis on conscience and grace. These confessors are typically chosen from among trusted clergy, often those with multilingual skills to accommodate the international group of cardinals. They must take an oath of secrecy, promising not to disclose anything they hear or observe under penalty of severe ecclesiastical consequences. Number 7. Cooks. Feeding over 100 cardinals plus staff in a locked-down environment is no small task. Meals are prepared and served in the Cardinals' residence building, nearby the Sistine Chapel. The menu is simple but sufficient. Think pasta, soups, bread, and modest proteins, reflecting the penitential tone of the conclave. In older conclaves, food quality became a lever to hasten decisions. During the conclave of 1268, the longest in history, lasting over 2 years, townsfolk, frustrated by the delay, restricted the cardinals' diet to bread and water, and even removed the palace roof to expose them to the elements. Number 8. Scrutineers. Some cardinal electors are chosen to play a bigger role than just to vote in the conclave. The scrutineers are chosen specifically to oversee the counting and verification of ballots, acting as impartial guardians of the election's fairness. 3 cardinals are chosen for this role for each individual ballot. They're typically chosen at the beginning of the conclave through a random drawing. After each cardinal votes and places his ballot in the urn, the scrutineers tally the votes in front of all to see. This is to ensure an honest, public, and thorough counting of each individual ballot. Number 9. Revisers. This is another role that's taken out of the pool of cardinal electors. They are a group of 3 cardinals selected to serve as an additional layer of oversight during the vote counting process. Their role is to verify the accuracy of the ballot counting and ensure the integrity of the election of a new pope. The revisers are chosen by lot from among the cardinal electors after each voting session begins. They serve alongside the scrutineers, who did the initial vote tallying. After the initial ballot counting, the revisers perform a second review of the ballots. They examine the votes to confirm that the tallies match the number of cardinals who voted and that no errors occurred during the initial count. Number 10. Infirmary. These are a group of priests designated to assist cardinals who are ill or unable to leave their rooms due to health issues during the voting process. Their primary role is to ensure that these cardinals can still participate in the election of a new pope despite their physical limitations. The priests bring the necessary voting materials to the infirm cardinals, allowing them to cast their votes privately. The cardinal writes the name of his chosen candidate on the ballot, folds it, and hands it to the infirmary. After collecting the ballots, they return to the Sistine Chapel and deposit these votes into the designated receptacle.